In this video, we're going to show you how to install the park assist sensors on your Volvo XC90 located in the rear bumper. Now on the back side, underneath the bumper, right behind the rear tires, we're going to find a rivet right here securing the lower portion of the bumper. We need to go ahead and drill this out. Drill off the head of the rivet. Then we're going to grab a pair of pliers and pull out the remainder portion of the rivet here. There it is. I just use a pair of cutting pliers here just to grab that little remainder of the rivet and pop it out and get rid of it. Now you want to go ahead and repeat this process for the driver's side. Now on the back corners of the bumper, some models, this is just a reflector. Other models, it may have a light bulb inside. Now you can go ahead and test this by turning on your lights and checking it. If it is equipped with a light bulb behind here, you do need to pop this off. I'm going to go ahead and grab a little piece of tape, and you're going to notice this little hole right here, a little notch. I'm going to just put a little piece of tape here that's going to help protect the finish on the paint. Then we're going to go ahead and grab, in our case, we're going to use a thin, narrow flathead screwdriver. You can use a small pick here if you want. And you're going to put it in there, push it in, and pry this out. Get your fingers back there, give it a little wiggle, pop this out, and then pull it out like so. Now if you have the bulb, it's going to be right on the back here. You're going to twist it counterclockwise and remove this. Our particular vehicle, it's simply just a reflector, so technically we don't have to remove it. If it's a bulb, remove the assembly. Go ahead and remove our protective tape here and repeat this process for the driver's side. On the driver's side, there it is here. Twist counterclockwise. I'm going to remove that. With the upper rear hatch open, I want to go ahead and drop the lower portion. Now I want to go ahead and remove these plastic trim panels right here. You want to go ahead and put some protective tape here. At least that's what we like to do. That's just going to protect the finish. We're going to use our plastic trim tool. And we don't want to mark up the body at all. Now before we pop this section first, we're going to move to the inboard portion and we want to pull out the inner section. We're going to use our plastic trim tool and we're going to go between the body and the trim here and go ahead and pry this out and get your fingers in there. All right, now that we have this released, we're going to work our way around, work this out. We now have that popped out. Let's move to where we have that tape. Go ahead and use your trim tool, pop one in here, and gently pry this out. Now this is basically going straight back. You're not prying it out towards you. You can release this. We're going to repeat this process for the driver's side. To make this easier for us to service this cover will drop down. There are simple little bands right here. We can undo these, release that, and pull this cover out and set that aside for now. Now with that lid up and removed, we now go ahead and access the battery underneath this plate. Using a 13mm socket, we're going to loosen and remove these two bolts and this one nut. Remove this cover. I'm going to pull up and remove the plastic cover here. Let's go ahead and loosen the nut here on the ground terminal. Using our 10mm socket on our ratchet, let's go ahead and loosen this nut. And go ahead and pull that terminal off. Let's go ahead and pop this cover off. And it's going to give us access to the 10mm bolt right here. Go ahead and use that socket and ratchet to loosen. Give this a little twist. Pull that up and off. Now on the right hand side of the battery, there's going to be the lockdown plate right here. It's a 10mm bolt. So we're going to use our 10mm socket and our extension. Loosen and remove this. Set that to the side. Now you want to go ahead and check your battery. Check and see if there is a vent port on the side of the battery. You can either twist this out of the side like so, or you can pull the tube off of the 90-degree angled port. Now let's go ahead and grab that battery, lift it up and out. Now in the back cargo area here, after we remove that battery, we'll go ahead and pull out our foam. This is where the jack components would be. Just pull everything out that is in here. Go ahead and set that aside. Once you have that foam out, there's going to be a foam strip in here. It's almost like a cover. Set that aside. Now on the other side here, we're going to have another foam insert just as we did on the other side. You want to pull this off as well as here. Now on the back driver's side section here, I want to go ahead and start to pull out our pieces here, carpet and foam. I'm going to go ahead and pop out our panel right here. I'm just reaching around the back side of it to try and pop this out. Just lift up on this little black tab and pop that panel out. Now what we're looking for here is right on the inside, there's a black box right here. This here is your park assist sensor module. And usually they're held in place by a little bit of Velcro. Go ahead and separate that. It's going to be two harnesses attached to it. One is going to be black and the other could be a tan or an orange color. I'm going to go ahead and disconnect the black side here. Okay, pull that module up and over. I'm going to press down on this little tab. Now this harness here is going to come out with the bumper itself, so there's a hole down below that this will get pulled through. Where we remove that foam from, you're going to look inside these holes here, and there are going to be a series of four 13mm nuts that fit on the back here, holding the bumper in place. So we're going to use our socket and extension to go ahead and reach in there, loosen, and remove these. Using our magnet here. That's what it looks like right there. Now we're going to continue this process over on the passenger side. With that panel removed here, there's going to be 3 T25 Torx bit screws. I want to get loosen and remove these. We do want to go ahead and repeat this process for the other side. Now the wire harness comes up from that bulb down below and it connects right here. Now these two wires go to the main connector and this attaches to the plastic trim that we removed our screws from. I'm going to start by disconnecting the electrical connector here. I'm going to press on this little tab and pop that out. I'm going to use my trim tool to remove the button holding this harness here. Just pop that out. Repeat this process for the passenger side. Close up our lower portion of our hatch. Now I want to go ahead and separate the bumper from the body itself. Now I like to go ahead and just grab the bumper right here and just gently tug this out. And they'll start to pop out the plastic retainer tabs along the top. Go ahead and grab this here. Grab the lower bumper. And release the retainers. We're going to repeat this process on the driver's side. Now that we have the bumper separated from the body, you will now want to go ahead and access the wires on the top of the plastic bucket here. Now the wires run underneath a retainer, and pop those out. Then you're going to use your trim tool and remove the harness retainer right here, like so. You need to repeat this process for the driver's side. Now on the driver's side, we have the harness here for the park assist. This is the harness that we disconnected from up inside the body. Pull this through the foam insert. Then we go ahead and set the bumper down on the ground. Now we want to go ahead and remove the impact beam from the backside. We're going to use our trim tool. You could also use a flathead screwdriver to do this. Across the bottom section, there's going to be some tabs. We need to separate the bumper tab from the impact pad. On the bottom right here is going to be two plastic retainers. These here, if you push in on the center, you should release the button. To reinstall these, you have to push these back through so that the button pops up and out. These are reusable. Kind of a weird type of button. Okay, so the lower portion is separated. Then we want to come up to the upper section here. We need to separate the upper lip from these tabs. Now this wire right here, this is on the driver's side, this wire runs around and it goes underneath to one of the park assist sensors. So what we'll do is we'll try and lift this up and kind of move this, tip it up. That's going to expose all of our park assist sensors on the inside. Now at this point, if you're going to be replacing one, you might want to replace all of them, but there's a little tab on the back side. You're going to pinch down on that and wiggle that off. I'm going to go ahead and undo all of these here and get this impact pad out of the way. Now, in order to remove our park assist sensors, there's little tabs on the top and bottom. I'm going to go ahead and put my finger underneath here, and I'm going to go between the sensor and the tab and just gently pry outward. Push it out from the other side. And go ahead and take the sensor. You do want to make sure that the inside of the port is clean. Line that up and press that in. Make sure that the tabs are locked in. Give it a little wiggle. We'll repeat this process for the other three. I'm going to go ahead and take our impact pad with all of our harness connections. Simply line them up. Line up all of your connectors and press them on. You're going to hear and feel them engage. If you don't, go ahead and inspect them for any dust, dirt, debris, anything like that to be causing those not to attach. Good, swing this over, Drop it down in a position. Line up all of our mounting tabs. And once our tabs line up here, go ahead and press this on. There we go. Make sure that all the lower tabs are locked in. Get the top locked in. Let's go ahead and reinstall our bumper. On the back driver's side, there is a rectangular port here. This is where the wire goes through for the park assist sensor. Now, inside is a block of foam, and it has a little hole in it. So what we're going to do is we're going to push that through to the inside of the vehicle, pop that out, and then on the inside, we're going to reach down I'm going to go ahead and pull this out for now. There's a slit right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to install the bumper, push the wire up through the hole, and then we'll install the foam insert afterwards. I'm going to raise our bumper up in a position. Feed that up inside. Our goal here is just to hang the bumper. We do have to work the harness out here, but we're using the studs on the impact pad to hold the bumper up and into place. I'm going to pull this out, do the same on the passenger side. Once we have the connectors out, go ahead and install the little retainers here. Run that wire through the little tab on the back. Install the little retainer right here on the end. We're going to repeat this process on the passenger side. Now at this point here, we can go ahead and raise up our bumper in a position. Line up the clips and the retainers. Once we have that snapped into place, I'm going to go ahead and repeat this process for the passenger side. Go ahead and install the harness. You're going to hear it and feel it lock into place. Now we can go ahead and install our screws. Good, snug those down gently. We have 3 here. Once we finish these here, we're going to repeat for the driver's side. On the passenger side reflector, install the back tab first. Install that, push it in, rotate this in, and then press it in. You're going to feel it pop into place. On the driver's side, this here does have the bulb in it, so you're going to install this here, get those tabs to line up. There we go. Once they line up, you're going to see the socket seat, and then continue to turn that clockwise until it stops. It's going to lock into place. We're going to repeat how we did the passenger side. Install the back, and then rotate this in. Snap it in. Now installing the corner trim panel here, all these tabs have particular spots that they line up into around the plastic body piece here. So we're going to line this up, gently slide this in. Slide it into place, and we're just going to push it in. Give it a few bumps. Make sure all your gaps are perfect. You're going to repeat this process for the driver's side. Now we're going to take our foam piece here. The rounded portion here is going to go at the top. So we have to feed this down behind our harness here. Take the wire harness here, feed that up like so, and then insert the foam into the body like that. And grab the module, grab the connector, install that. You can hear it and feel it engage, and then we'll just tuck this back down inside and up underneath where it was. Install the upper panel. Go ahead and install the lower panel here with the foam. Let's go ahead and install the nuts on the back side here. Let's go ahead and tighten these down. While we're on this side, go ahead and install a little foam pad here. Go ahead and snug those down. And let's go ahead and install our foam pads here. Install our foam piece here. Go ahead and take that battery, lower this down into position. Now you do want to watch for that vent tube. Push that battery all the way over to the driver's side. Install that vent tube if your battery has it. We're now going to install the plate on the side. Once you get that bolt started, we're going to gently snug it down. Install the positive terminal on the battery. Twist it down as far as it'll go. Go ahead and grab that ratchet, and we're going to snug down the nut here. And once that bottoms out, I like to give it a good maybe quarter turn, and then go ahead and pop that cover on. Go ahead and grab the ground terminal, pop that on. Twist that, make sure it's down as far as it'll go. Let's go ahead and snug this down. And once it bottoms out, give it a good quarter turn. Give it a little wiggle and make sure it's secured. Now at this point here, let's go ahead and install the plastic cover. Grab your metal plate. Install the hardware. And let's go ahead and snug everything down. Install your cargo cover. Grab the bands, pop these into place. Go ahead and lower that down. Now on the bottom side, you can replace the rivets with some other rivets, or you can use some plastic inserts or retainers to hold this as well. Going to go and repeat this process for the other side. Once we install these here, you're all set.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.